Welcome to the Investment Dive, brought to you by Corporate Capital Market Limited. Joining you today are your hosts, Amanda and Adrian.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the ones who wade through all the info, try to pull out what actually matters, and hopefully give you insights you can really use. Today, we're looking at a scenario that, honestly, it sounds a bit like a pipe dream, doesn't it?
A bit. Yeah, definitely.
Turning a, modest sum, maybe $10,000,
Right.
into millions.
Right. But here's the key part. Not by chasing some hot trend or taking massive risks. Something more solid.
Exactly.
Hmm.
We are diving deep into the timeless wisdom of an investing giant, Warren Buffett.
Yes. Mr. Buffett.
And specifically, his core principle, the power of patience. We've got a whole stack of material there, articles, analyses, thoughts on his strategies.
Focusing on how consistency, surprisingly maybe, beats complexity.
Yeah, that's the core. So our mission for you today, pull out the really potent bits, the key takeaways from all this.
Yeah.
Make these powerful ideas, which maybe seem a bit old school, feel accessible and relevant for you right now. Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. We live in this super fast-paced world right
Oh
now.
yeah, everything's instant.
Blink, and you miss the next big thing, the next market craze. It's so tempting to chase those quick wins. I mean, who hasn't felt that?
Absolutely. That shortcut to wealth idea is powerful.
But Buffett's advice, and our sources really hammer this home, it's actually, it's simple. But don't let that fool you. Its impact is huge.
Simple but not easy, perhaps.
That's a great way to put it. He basically says, real wealth creation isn't some quick sprint. It's a marathon.
Right. Powered by, what, 3 things?
Yeah, 3 connected forces. Time, discipline, real, unwavering discipline, and that incredible engine of compounding, which people often underestimate.
Okay. So what are the rules then?
He boils it down to 3 main rules. Simple to say, like you said, but they take real commitment. First, start early.
Get time on your side.
Exactly. It's not just about getting a head start. It's about unlocking the biggest advantage you have, time itself. The sooner you start, even small.
The more years your money has to just work, ride out the bumps, compound.
Right. Think about all the market cycles it can go through over decades versus just, 5 or 10 years. It's massive, like planting a seed in spring versus waiting till fall.
Makes sense. What's number 2?
Second, stay invested. Now this one. This might be the toughest for a lot of people.
Especially when things look shaky, headlines screaming doom and gloom.
Precisely. Buffett always advises against panic selling. Our sources really stress that volatility, the ups and downs, it's not just normal, it's expected.
It's the cost of entry for long-term gains, basically.
Yeah, you nailed it. The real test is resisting that urge to pull out when the market dips. You have to trust the long game, the historical trend.
Because selling just locks in your losses.
And crucially, you miss the recovery. You're on the sidelines when things bounce back.
Okay. Early. Stay invested. What's the third?
And third, this is where the magic happens, as they say. Let compounding do the heavy lifting.
The snowball effect.
Exactly. Compounding is just earning returns on your initial money and on the returns you've already made.
So your earnings start earning their own money.
Right, like that snowball rolling downhill. Start small, but picks up more snow your earnings and gets bigger and faster.
It's not just linear growth, it's exponential.
Yeah. The sources use this great analogy. Think of planting a tree. You don't get a full-grown oak overnight, right?
Obviously not.
You plant a sapling, you water it consistently, and over many, many years it grows strong. Your investments are the same deal.
That's a powerful image.
It really is. The earnings from your earnings start generating their own earnings over decades. It can turn modest sums into serious wealth. They call it the 8th wonder of the world for a reason.
It's fascinating, isn't it? When you really break down Buffett's approach, what stands out isn't just that consistency works better than complexity, but why it's so incredibly hard for us as humans to actually do it, even when we know it works.
Right, the psychology of it.
Exactly. His real genius might be mastering the psychology of patience in a world that's fundamentally impatient.
We're just bombarded, aren't we? Information overload, signals telling us, act now, do this, don't miss out.
Constantly. So to resist that, to just hold steady, to wait, that takes serious self-control, more than people think.
And confidence in the long view.
Definitely. It's less about finding the absolute perfect stock or timing the market perfectly, which is basically impossible anyway. It's more about that fundamental mindset shift, understanding and really trusting the long game. even when your gut is screaming otherwise in the short term?
So the challenge isn't really intellectual, it's emotional.
I think so. It's emotional fortitude. That's the barrier for most people.
That emotional strength. That's exactly what our sources point to as being critical,
Yeah.
especially now. Because you might be listening and thinking, okay, great for Buffett, great for the past, but what about my situation today?
With all the uncertainty, inflation, economic worries.
Yeah.
It's a valid question.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Our research digs into this. It argues Buffett's philosophy isn't some dusty old relic. It's actually more crucial now.
Because things are so volatile.
Exactly. In times of high volatility or geopolitical stress, or even just, shifting interest rates, that temptation to speculate.
To try and make a quick buck.
Yeah, it gets really strong. Day trading, meme stocks, whatever. Chasing that instant jackpot feels appealing.
But the sources contrast that pretty sharply with the stability you get from long-term strategies, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chasing those short-term highs, especially when markets are choppy and unpredictable, it often leads to big losses you can't easily recover from.
It's basically gambling versus a strategy.
That's a good way to frame it.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, especially for folks trying to navigate things right now, these reliable, patient strategies offer something maybe more valuable than excitement.
Which is?
Stability, predictability, relatively speaking. It lets you, sleep at night.
Knowing your money is working steadily, not just bouncing around wildly day to day.
Exactly. It's not about ignoring risk. It's about managing it by focusing on things with enduring value rather than just fleeting price movements. Less stress, too.
And the sources mention specific examples that fit this model, don't they? Things people can actually look into.
They do. They highlight how these principles play out in different local contexts. For example, they mention things like debentures.
Okay, explain those quickly.
Sure. They're basically loans to a company or government. Unsecured, usually. They offer fixed interest payments over time, and then you get your principal back at the end.
So, predictable income.
Predictable income. They're not flashy. They won't make headlines like some tech stock soaring.
But they're reliable.
That's the point. That reliability, Buffett would argue, is way more valuable long-term, especially when stability is what you need.
Makes sense. What else?
Similarly, things like retirement-focused investments, think 401k, IRAs, pensions, things designed specifically for the long haul.
Right. Often with tax advantages.
And structured to ride out market cycles over decades. They prioritize that consistent compounding growth over trying to time the market or speculate.
Again, not flashy, but solid.
Exactly. A rock-solid foundation, especially when the broader economy feels uncertain. They align perfectly with that patient, long-term mindset Buffett champions.
So these are like the practical, maybe local ways to apply his big ideas?
Precisely. They're the instruments that embody the philosophy.
Okay, so pulling this all together, what does it really mean for you listening right now, beyond just the theory?
The practical takeaway.
Yeah. What we've really drawn from the sources is that Buffett's message, deep down, isn't just about money or assets. It's fundamentally about mindset.
How you approach things.
It's about understanding that the biggest wins, the truly transformative results, and not just financially, really they come from consistency, from patience, not from trying to outsmart everything and everyone every single day.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, like you said earlier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that leads to this really powerful call to action that just kept popping up in the research.
Which is?
The best time to begin was yesterday. The next best time is today.
Ah, yes. Love that.
It's not just a nice quote, right? It's an instruction. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start, whether it's investing, planning, or really any long-term goal.
Because the perfect moment never really arrives.
Never. The most important step, the hardest one, often, is just to start. Plant that first seed. Get that snowball rolling. We all put things off, feel that inertia.
Guilty as charged.
Me too.
Yeah.
But this wisdom kind of pushes you past that. Just begin.
And that, it raises a really critical question for all of us, doesn't it?
Go on.
How do you actually cultivate that kind of patience, that discipline? We live in a world that is just screaming for instant gratification. Everything's immediate.
Quick fixes, overnight success stories.
Everywhere. So resisting that constant pull, that societal pressure, it takes real intention, a conscious choice to say, no, I'm playing the long game here.
It's actively choosing a slower path.
Exactly. So the real value isn't just understanding Buffett's ideas intellectually. It's in the doing, the difficult, maybe sometimes boring, but ultimately rewarding process of applying it.
Building something solid, resilient.
Yeah. Something that lasts, rather than something that just flashes brightly for a second and then disappears. It really forces you to look inward and ask, am I building for the long term?
Okay, so let's quickly recap our deep dive today. We really went to the heart of Warren Buffett's philosophy.
The power of starting early.
Sticking with it, staying invested through thick and thin.
And letting compounding work its magic over time.
And it all comes down to patience, consistency, and that deliberate long-term view. This isn't just abstract stuff, it's practical knowledge, stuff that can genuinely lead to significant results for you down the line.
Building on that fantastic tree analogy we talked about, and the idea that today is always the next best time to start. Here's a final thought maybe for you to chew on.
Okay, leave us with something.
What could you start planting today? Maybe it is an investment, sure, but maybe it's a new skill, a health habit, a long-term career goal. Something that, if you give it consistent nurturing and that crucial ingredient patience, could grow into something really strong and resilient in your own life.
That's powerful. Applying it beyond just finance.
It's a blueprint, really, for any kind of meaningful, lasting achievement.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Buffett's core lessons. Keep exploring, keep applying these ideas. There's always more to learn.
Especially thinking about how things like debentures or focused retirement plans can be those real-world anchors for these long-term strategies.
Exactly. It shows how universal this wisdom really is. We'll catch you next time for another deep dive.